Let's hope it does, because I hope you've noticed pulling out of the parking lot,
Right,
it's a lot better.
right.
All right,
For
so,
sight lines,
yeah, we hope, we're trying to make a little bit of a
Again, you haven't
difference.
made a decision on that yet anyway, but you said you were going to table that. The awning thing, I know that was going to come to something like $6,000.
Yes.
I want to point out to you that we had, and for people who weren't members at the time, we had a landscape committee. I don't mean to rehash old things. The board voted not to go along with it. But for $8,000, $26 per owner, if we were to do that, we would have had a professional landscape design that could have gone out to bid and could have, 2 years ago, started the process of redesigning the main entrance. In my opinion, we are still nickel and diming that area. And personally, that's why I asked the question during the meeting, or during your agenda, about that little thing that you voted to put a fountain in. I think that, personally, that brick thing looks like something that was built in 1960, and when the place was built, and I don't think it's attractive. And back when we were talking about a landscape job for the whole entrance, we were talking about new signage, possibly a custom designed fountain that would be part of that signage. And I just think that we're being penny wise and pound foolish. It's my opinion.
Right. You've said that before.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that's good.
I'm concerned that the awning, you're going to involve, invest $6,000 or so in that awning. I'm concerned it may look like a Bronx bodega, and I'm concerned, and I'm concerned that in about 6 years it'll look dirty and it'll be worn out. And we will have spent $6,000 for something that we could have gotten a professional sign company in here to design a sign, which would have been part of the original landscape design.
You've already gone through that before.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
So, no, that's okay. Keep bringing
Okay.
it up. It's okay. I can't bring up the past, but you keep
Right.
doing it.
No, just
Okay.
You seem to do it anyway.
That's right.
Okay.
You were called a name
Quiet.
as a River Shores employee.
Quiet, you
Remember
don't have
that.
the floor.
Don't tell me to be
Quiet,
quiet.
you don't have the floor.
Yes, I seem to remember somebody coming up for a clicker.
Regarding the
Watch
dog,
out, he's after you.
regarding the contentious dog issue,
Quiet.
and if I could,
Wait a minute, we have Ms. Lamke has the floor. Go ahead.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, sounded like you had something important to say.
I did to him.
Oh, okay.
regarding the dog thing, I just want to add, and it's sort of in agreement with this gentleman here. From what I heard from the letter that the lawyer sent from River Terrace, River Bend, he cited two laws. He cited two laws by number that said this was not allowed. The attorney for Middle River Club responded by saying, I don't know about so-and-so, this gentleman, which was the third piece, that some environmental guy from the state. I don't know but he can send me information. But if you look at how that was written by the lawyers for River Bend and River Terrace, he cited laws. He cited laws that were, again, your attorney for Middle River Club responded by saying, I don't know about this third gentleman and his comment. So personally, I think you made a bad decision to vote 3-2 to allow dogs.
It is a bad decision.
I think you're extending the legal battle.
Yep.
And I think it's going to cost everyone a lot more money.
Yep.
And I think it would have been easier to just keep the opinion you had last winter.
Right.
That's that. The tennis court. I know it's just a discussion stage, but again, I don't think I've ever seen somebody sell a unit in this complex where they don't show the tennis court as a picture. Granted, it's not used a lot, but we just spent about $100,000, I think it was, to renovate that tennis court, which, because it was in bad shape. It's a brand new tennis court. It's got a pickleball court. Pickleball is one of the biggest things in the country. I agree, it's underused. I absolutely agree. And I agree that the shuffleboard court is underused. But I will say that almost anybody who visits anyone in this complex uses those amenities if the people that live here don't. I see them, any visitor, any family, they take out the shuffleboard, they go in this room next door and use the pool table, and they use the tennis court. It doesn't get used as much as it should, but they use it. And I think taking away an amenity, I agree with this gentleman, reduces the value of the complex. As much as River Bend would love to have more parking space, I think it just adds more. You just add more blacktop and parking to and take away an amenity. And again, I have never seen somebody selling a unit in this place who hasn't shown pictures of that amenity, the tennis court. It's one of the first things they show. I also agree that the pool is, to agree with Dave here, that the pool here, I personally, I know it's not on the agenda, but I think it's being ignored at the detriment to the whole complex. I just think that it's sad, it's very sad that, and this idea of can we do more than one thing at once? One of the things the committee has never considered was what do you call it, having a assessment for some of these things so that two things could go on at once, rather than say, we only have this much in the budget this year, let's put the pool off for another year. For example, and again, I remember what the hubbub when I was quoting
these
figures,
questions,
you know, for
or
the
are they just
landscape committee. $50,000 to do something, $159 per person in this complex, or per owner. $100,000, $318 per unit, if it was done that way, per unit. Think about that. These are not tremendous amounts of money. We have buying power with 300 plus owners in this complex. And it seems to me that if once in a while we have to do something like have an assessment, for example, to finish and do the pool right, then it should be done. We shouldn't wait for 3 years because we're dealing with the fence and the front entrance. I agree that has to be done. But as Dave said, I believe, can't we do two things at once?
well,
We
see
never
the John,
considered the
again,
assessment.
because you all keep going on the same narrative. It's a great narrative. I love it. But it's not based in fact. You see, when I did, she wasn't here when I did this. When I did River Shores, I did Middle River Club at the same time.
Again, with the past, talk about the present.
Let Tony talk, we've had our say.
You've had your say, and it's not based in fact. It's only based on what you think. So let me finish. So
Why
John,
do you have to talk to everybody like they're an idiot?
That's right.
Can't you have a little pleasant?
no, I'm done
Not with
with
you.
Pleasant.
Then why don't you
I'm done with Pleasant.
leave then?
Okay, motion to adjourn.
You want to
Yeah,
leave?
time to leave. Time to leave.